Hello, good afternoon. Welcome back to our Food for Thought sports betting picks and analysis. This is the NHL edition for the National Hockey League. We're going to be taking apart the games for this evening, and we're going to get into a bit of college basketball and the college football game this evening, the marquee game this evening. But we're going to start off with the NHL, the National Hockey League. First game up on the docket, I'll give you the breakdown analysis, and I'll give you my pick or lean for each game. Dallas Philadelphia is the first game. Dallas is a favorite in this game. Philadelphia is the underdog at home. We looked at the head-to-head, 8-2. Dallas has dominated. The last 10 games, 4-6 to the under. They played earlier this year. They did play. Actually, no, they have not played earlier. They have not played this year. Sorry. They have not played it. This is their first meeting this year between these two teams. The last 10 games for Dallas against other opponents, 7-2-1, 2-5 to the under, 2-5-3 to the under. The last 10. Dallas has won. They've been red hot, actually, Dallas. They've been playing pretty well. They have won. Let's see the winning streak here. Dallas. They have put together. Ooh, a lot. It's a big winning streak here. 5 games. They're on a 5-game winning streak, Dallas. 5 games in a row. And the majority of their wins have been at home. Now they're in Philadelphia, where they've dominated the Flyers. So Philly, they are 3-6-1. Their last 10 games, 6-4 to the over. Philly has been the opposite. They've lost 3 straight games. They've lost 3 in a row. The majority of their losses have been on the road. They lost one in Toronto in a home and home. So, like I mentioned, Dallas, I would in this case here. Definitely would lean. This game's in Philadelphia. I definitely would take Dallas here. Dallas has won 3 straight. I think they win their 4th in a row. I think they'll win tonight. I think Dallas wins here. I would lean Dallas. I have no ceiling. I have no comment on the total. Both teams, as I'm seeing here, they're playing to the under. Total. One's playing to the over. One's playing to the under. So this one here, no play on the total. But I do like Dallas to win this game tonight. I would lean to Dallas to win the game. That's my take on that game. Next game, Edmonton and Pittsburgh. Edmonton favored in Pittsburgh to win. And Pittsburgh's a dog. The total is 6.5. That's the total for this game. Head-to-head, 8-2 last 10 games. Edmonton 5-5 head-to-head. Now they have played at the beginning of the season, October 25th, in Edmonton. And the final was 4-0 Edmonton. Edmonton won that game 4-zip. Last 2 meetings have gone under the total. Now, Edmonton, the last 10 games against other competition, 7-2-1. However, 3-7 to the under. As for Pittsburgh, 4-3-1-2 last 10 games. 6-4 to the over. So, Pittsburgh have lost 4 straight games. They lost 4 in a row. So they're on a 4-game losing streak, Pittsburgh. Edmonton, they're the opposite. They have won 4 in a row. So Edmonton's won 4 in a row. Pittsburgh's lost 4 in a row. The last two games have gone under. So in this case here, for tonight's game, I would lean towards the under. I would take the under in this game, under the 6.5 goals. Yeah, I would take this under 6.5 just based on the season history. The last two games have been under 5-5 even to the under. So I think that trend's going to continue. Yeah, so I like the under in this game here. And I like Edmonton to continue their winning streak. I think that continues. They get a win in Pittsburgh. I guess I like that too. So I lean both ways. Next game, Boston at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's favored. They're at home. The total is 6. Last 10 games head-to-head, 6-4. Boston, 3-7 to the under. That's the head-to-head. Boston against other competition, 3-5-2 last 10 games, 3-7 to the under. Boston has lost. They lost a bunch of games. Right now they're on a They're on a 5-game losing streak. They've lost 5 in a row. As for Tampa Bay, 5-5 last 10 games, 3-6 to the under. So in this case here, Boston, Tampa Bay, I'm going to take the under. Under 6. I like the under 6 in this game. If you get 5.5, I'll still take the under. I like under overall in this game. Boston, Tampa Bay, based on the history, based on the season series, and based on what's happening now, currently, with both teams right now. Yeah, all signs point to the under. Under 6, under 5.5. Like the under straight up all the way. As for the side, I have no play on the side, just the under. Next game, Buffalo, Ottawa. Ottawa favored, and this totals at 6. Last 10 games between these two head-to-head, 5-5, 3-5 to the under. Buffalo against other competition, last 10 games, 4-5-1. Last 10, 7-2-1 to the over. And Ottawa, they are 5-4-1 last 10 games, 1-7-2 to the under. Let's see. So they had played November 5th this year. This was in Buffalo. And Buffalo won 5-1. That was a 5-1 game. This pushed at 6. Depending on where you got the number, if it was 6, 5.5, but it did push. Last 3 meetings have gone over twice and it pushed once. Yeah, so this game here, again, I can see this another. I bet under 6 goals. So let's try and shop around for 6. If you can get the 6, bet the under if you can get that. Don't get it at 5.5. Get it at 6. The under 6. So shop around for that number and see if that's available. It should be available there at the 6. So I would bet under 6. Definitely, I would definitely do that. Let's see. Next game there. Seattle versus Columbus. Columbus is an underdog. Seattle's favored in Columbus. Total 6.5 goals. The head-to-head between these two, 5-2 in the last 10 games for Seattle, 3-1 to the over/under 3-1 last 10 games. Seattle, the last 10, 2-7-1 record, 5-4-1 to the over. Columbus 6-3-1 last 10 games, 8-2 to the over. Columbus has won 2 straight. They've gone over 4 straight times. As for Seattle, they've lost 3 in a row on a 3-game losing streak. Head-to-head, they did play this season. They played November 12th of last year in Seattle. And the score then, the total was 6 goals, and it went over 5-2. So the last 3 games have gone over. So 2-0-1 to the over. So I like this. I like the over here as well. I like the 6.5, over 6.5 Seattle Columbus. Anytime you get any Columbus games, Columbus is an offensive team, so definitely have to bet overs for them this season. They're very profitable, so I like that. And Seattle too is an over team as well. They're definitely an over team. Seattle, the Seattle Kraken. So yes, I would definitely bet the over here, over 6.5. I like that a lot. And the first game went over the total, so I expect this game to go over as well. So I'm gonna take that. As for the side, no opinion on the side. I just like that Seattle Columbus over 6.5. Next game, New Jersey at the Rangers. This one, Jersey is favored. The total is 6.5 goals. So we look at the head-to-head. They played 2 times so far. It's 5-5 and 3-7 to the under. December 2nd, last month, 5-1 under. December 23rd in New Jersey, 5-0 under 6 goals. Second game, the first game again was the 6.5 first game in New York. It was 5-1. So both games have gone under, and their series has been under. Against other opposition, last 10 games to New Jersey, 5-5, 2-8 to the under. Rangers 3-6-1 last 10, 5-5. My take is I would lean to the under. I would take under the 6.5, under 6.5 goals. I like the under here a lot. Both teams head to head are under, and in general, when they're playing other opposition, they've gone under the total. So I do like the under here a lot. No team is on a win streak, so I'll just choose the under. No choice on the side, just under the total for that. So the next game, Toronto versus Carolina. This one here, 5.5 is the total. Carolina favored. Last 10 meetings, 6-4. Carolina, 5-5 even. That's the over-under. Toronto in general, last 10, 7-3. 6-4 to the over. Leafs have won, wow. Five straight games, Toronto. They won 5 straight. Most of those, out of the 5 games, 2 of the wins have been on the road, and they've won 3 games at home. Now we got Carolina. Like I said, Carolina's dominated the series. They've won the last. They won the last 5 meetings they've won. And I definitely like this game. I would lead to the under. I would take the under in this game. At least I've played 2 straight unders so far. Although they're 6-4 to the over, the last 2 games that they're playing, it seems like they're a bit defensive. So I'd take the Leafs. I would take the under. Under's 5.5 goals. yeah, definitely would take the under in this game. Just a hunch. Just a strong lean, not a strong play. For the side, no opinion on the side. Just a lean for the under in the Leaf game. And then Anaheim, St. Louis. This is the next game. In St. Louis, St. Louis is favored. The total 6. Head-to-head, 7-3 last 10 games for Anaheim's controlling it, 4-5 to the under. Anaheim, in general, last 10 games, 5-4-1, 3-7 to the under. St. Louis, 4-5-1 last 10 games, 5-5. This game here, I'm going to lean to the over 5.5 goals. I find both teams can get it. Both teams can score and make it interesting. St. Louis, especially St. Louis, they can they can dictate the pace of the game to force this to go over the total. This is the reason why I like the over 5.5, 6. I like it a lot. So definitely that's my lean over the total. Anaheim, St. Louis. Final game. Colorado at Minnesota. Colorado favored in Minnesota, and the total 6. Head-to-head, 7-3 last 10. Colorado, 4-5 to the under. Colorado, 7-2-1 the last 10 games, 3-7 to the under. Minnesota, the last 10, 6-4, 5-5 to the. There's the total for them. So Minnesota's won 4 in a row. Minnesota's won 4 straight games. 2 have been at home, and 2 have been on the road. Their game here is at home to Colorado. Colorado. They have 3 straight unders, Colorado. And head-to-head, they've got they're under the total. So I'll definitely take in this game, Colorado, Minnesota. I would lean to the under 5.5 goals. If you can get it to, if you can shop around and get a 6, get it under 6. If not, get the 5.5 under. I like that one. So that does it for hockey as we went through the games. The ones I like the most: Columbus, Seattle over 6.5 goals. Anaheim, I like the Anaheim. St. Louis over 5.5 goals. I like that a lot. Those are my top 2 plays for the NHL. Yeah, those are my top 2 plays. I like those games. Now, in regards to college football, Notre Dame versus Penn State at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. So we're going to take a look at this game here. Give you the breakdown very quickly, and I'll give you my prediction for this game. Notre Dame, for the line opened up. So the line and the total opened up. We'll pop that up and we'll give it to you in a second. Open up at 47.5. Notre Dame favored by 1, 47.5. Now we're looking at 45. And we see the total was at 1.5 earlier. Now we're seeing a lot of 1s. Notre Dame by 1. Me personally, I like Notre Dame on the money line, and I like the under. I think this is going to be a defensive battle. A lot of defense in this game. Slow pace, grinded out defense. That's why I like the under, and I even like the under first half. It's right now 23.5 the first half total. I like the under 23.5 as well. That's my take for the game. That's what I like for that game. And now for college basketball. Let me see here. I have some plays for college basketball that we're going to go over. So college basketball, let's see. Got a couple games here. see what we have. Rutgers and Purdue. Rutgers -1.5. Total 149.5. Now, right now we're looking at. We're seeing a lot of fours come up, so we're looking at 4, and total being 146.5. So I like Rutgers. This is, I like here Purdue on the money line. This is a money line play. I would take Rutgers and the points to cover the 3.5, or if it's at 4, I would take Rutgers at 4, if you're to play it. Because Purdue, they could be looking ahead to Nebraska. They lost to Nebraska last year, so this is a look-ahead spot. But I like Purdue to cover the. I like Purdue to win the game, but in terms of the spread, I would take Rutgers. Rutgers is in a bit of a funk right now. They lost 2 to 3 games in a row. Purdue has won 3 straight. They've covered 2 straight. But I like them on the money line more, and I would take Rutgers and the points. No size, no play on the total, just that's what I have for that game. Next game I have here for college. Washington at Michigan State. So this game here, Washington, Michigan State. Let me pull it up one moment. Washington, Michigan State. Open up 14, -14 Michigan. Total 147. The total now is 144.5, and it's 14.5 Michigan. The only play I like here is the under 146.5. I like that. Now it's gone down, like I said, to 144, so I like the under a lot. I like the under a lot here. Just for the reason Michigan plays stellar defense at home. They can neutralize and control Washington's offense. Michigan's very known for that. So I see that. I can see that. I can see them doing that at home. They dictate the pace, which will be a defensive battle. So I like Michigan here under 146. I would say under 144 now. It's the correct number, 144.5. Next game, it's going to be, let's see. One moment. So next game I'm looking at here, let's see if I can find it. Vermont at Massachusetts Lowell. So this opened up, if you can find it here. See if I can find this game. Open up at 5.5. Total is 136.5. This game I like the under 136.5. The last 3 meetings between these two teams have gone under the total, so I see this continuing again at under 136.5. More of a defensive battle, and I wouldn't talk you off of a Lowell first half 2.5. I wouldn't talk you off of that either. I think Lowell dictates the pace. They start off fast. Massachusetts Lowell, so I would take that. Massachusetts Lowell. I pronounced it wrong. Lowell. That game starts actually in half an hour. So the Purdue Rutgers game is at 6 o'clock in 30 minutes. UMass, Lowell, and Vermont is in 30 minutes. So those are my plays for today. Yes, that's what I'm looking at. That's all we have for today for our picks for NHL, college football, and the college basketball. So I want to thank you very much for joining me for this segment. Again, stay true to yourself, believe in yourself. Let's cash those tickets. Good luck. Peace.